Hey there, welcome to Synth Seeker. My name's Luke. Today is day 4 of January. We're going to continue building musical ideas to use over the course of the rest of the year. We're going to come up with 31 distinct ideas, one each day, and then we're going to develop those over the rest of the year. Now, somebody asked about the last video. They said, hey, what was that patch name from the Cobalt 8 that you used in video 3? That was called Pluck or Sweep, and I don't remember what patch number it is. Plus, I move mine all over the place. So, but anyway, it was Pluck or Sweep was the bassline patch from the Cobalt 8, and then I processed it in Ableton the way I described in the video. So that's an aside. What we're doing today is we're still working in, Dorian. Right, Dorian's an interesting scale in that the bottom half is sort of minor. Right? And the top half is sort of major. And those combined give it sort of this sort of halvesies feel. And the other thing we're going to mess with today is something called an augmented fifth, which is, here's a fifth. So remember scale degrees. If you're counting the notes in your scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, those are scale degrees. So if someone says, take the fifth, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one there, combine that with the root as an interval, and that's a power chord. Well, an augmented note is one that's pushed up half a step. So an augmented fifth sounds like this. And that's a good way to add some tension. Right? We're going to play with that in that I want to do this sort of walk down progression where we go 1, 7, 6, augmented fifth. All right. That is a fun thing to do. And we're going to mess with that. So to that end, I've got the old phase pluck set up on the Nord Wave 2. This is an arpeggiated patch. It's playing 16th notes and octave apart. And so if I do, there's that augmented fifth. Sounds good. It brings us back to the root, and I want to loop that. I'm going to play this as an interval of the third and octave above. I talked about that, I think, in the second video. So I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to record. I want that looping. That's the chord sort of progression behavior I want. So to that end, what are we? 125 BPM, and we're in Dorian. What Dorian? E Dorian. So let's see what we can do here. Let's record a 4-bar loop. All right. There we go. Get these to be legato. All right, so why is that out? Well, let's go look at our clip. So in our clip here, my playing timing is off. My quantize pushed it out to just before the bar starts. So a lot of times when you want your arpeggiation, if you're composing, you want your arpeggiation to really follow a very specific timing. You got to pay attention to when your notes are beginning and ending on the grid. So just clean that up. Let's hear it. Yeah, that'll work. And we're going to put over top of that, we're going to use the Novation Summit. I've got this 80s sort of bass sound. Sort of hammer bass. It sounds good. It doesn't sound necessarily a lot of times when you take an instrument alone in isolation, it sounds okay. And I wouldn't say, if I was going through patches, I would say that sounds okay, not great. But taken in context with this Wave 2 stuff going on, it sounds pretty good, I think. So let's layer that on there. All right, that'll work. And I also want to do one that walks down. Let's see. So if we record another clip here, let's try this. Ran out of grid. Got to start over on this side. Let's flip back to our first pattern. All right, I think that's good enough. All right, so what do we got here? So we've got this arpeggiated. That's a 2-octave arpeggiation. We're playing basically a third with the root, then and we're walking down. So first, 7th, 6th, and then this augmented 5th. All right, and we're just doing it an octave up. And then our bass line is doing this, the sort of 80s thunder. Right? And not the greatest patch, but in context, I think it's perfectly fine. And you got to remember, these are just ideas that I'm generating, and there's all bets are off on whether we're going to keep these patches when we end up developing it. But, you know, it's enough to inspire. Anyway, I'm heading up on 8 minutes. That's about it. You know, thanks for coming and spending your time here as we go through this January sort of generation of ideas. And as always, you've been watching Synth Seeker. Have a great week.